Hello everyone. So this is a lecture on the classroom questions and solution from the chapter motion in one dimension. Okay. So you can see the first question on the screen. A car accelerates from rest and at constant rate. Okay. It travels for the first 10 seconds and covers distance x. And the second part of the journey, it covers distance y in next 10 seconds with the same acceleration. Then which of the following equation is true? So you see, we'll be applying s equal to ut plus half at square, right? So since initial velocity is 0, the car is starting from rest, so we'll have s equal to half at square, Now, s is x in the first case, and acceleration you'll find out time is t, like 10 seconds, right? So acceleration is x by 50. Now the second part of the journey, well, before doing the second part, you'll have to find out the final velocity in the first part, which will act as the initial velocity in the second part. So v equal to u plus at, again u equal to 0, therefore v equal to at. A is x by 50 into time is 10 seconds, so final velocity is x by 5. So in the next 10 seconds, we apply s equal to ut plus half at square again. Now s value is given as y in the second case, the u value is x by 5, which is final velocity in the first case. Time is 10 seconds, half acceleration is x by 50, and time square is 10 square. So you see, this is 2, 50, 100, and this is 100, right? So here you have 2 times, so you get twice x plus x, thrice x, y equal to thrice x is your answer, option number B. Okay, option B is your result. So the second question, displacement time curve of a moving particle is given. Okay, instantaneous velocity of the particle is negative at which point? So you see here at C it is a positive curve, right? Positive slope. F is positive slope. So here the velocity will be, instantaneous velocity will be positive. Here the instantaneous velocity is constant, right? At E the instantaneous velocity is reducing. Therefore your answer is option number D. It's a falling slope at E. Question number 3. Displacement time curve for two moving particles makes angle 30 and 45. Okay, so you have to find out the ratio of the velocities. So here this is the first body and this is the second body. So we know that velocity is proportional to, for displacement time curve, velocities, or for displacement time graph, velocity is proportional to tan theta. Okay, so v1 by v2 is tan 30 for the first body, tan 45 for the second body. Tan 30 is 1 by root over 3, tan 45 is 1, therefore 1 by root over 3 is your answer, option number D. Next, question number 4. Motion of a particle along a straight line is given by this equation. Okay, so where x is in meter and t is in seconds, retardation when the velocity, retardation of the particle when the velocity becomes 0 is what? So your given equation is x equal to 8 plus 12t minus t cube. So velocity, right? So v equals to dx by dt you will have to do, which is 12 minus 3t square. Okay, so you have to find out acceleration when velocity is 0. Now if you put velocity value as 0, what is the value of time you get here? 3t square equal to 12, t square equal to 4, and t equal to 2. Okay, now acceleration is what? Acceleration is dv by dt, right? So dv by dt you get minus 6t. So acceleration at t equal to 2 seconds is minus 6 into 2 minus 12. So minus 12, minus indicates that it's retardation, therefore your answer is option number B. The car is moving with a speed of 50 km per hour. Okay, and it stops by applying brakes after at least 6 meters. So the first part of the question tells you that the stopping distance is 6 meters and final velocity is 0 and initial velocity is 50 km per hour, matlab 5 into 50 into 5 by 18, right? And this calculation will get you 13.88 meter per second. Now if you want to find out the acceleration, here we'll be applying v square minus u square equal to twice as. So a equals to v square minus e square divided by 2s, 0 minus 13.88 square divided by 2 into 6. Now this calculation will get you minus 16.05 meter per second square. Okay, I'm leaving the calculation for you. Now in the second part, u value is 100 km per hour, which is 100 into 5 by 18, and this comes out to be 27.77 meter per second. Now again v is 0 here, right? So you are finding out s in the second case, the stopping distance. So s equals to v square minus u square divided by 2a. So 0 minus 27.77 square divided by 2 into acceleration is minus 16.05. Okay, so you'll work out the calculation and you'll get 24.02 as the result. Option number C, 24 meter. Next question, that was question number 5. Question number 6. So you have a bus moving with speed 10 meter per second along a straight road. Okay, so your situation is like this. You have a bus over here and you have a scooter over here. The bus is traveling with 10 meter per second speed. Now the distance between the bus and the scooter is 1 kilometer, which is 1000 meter. Now what should be the speed of the scooter to, like, with what speed should the scooter chase so that it overtakes the bus? Okay, so the time, the overtaking should happen in 100 seconds. So velocity, what you are finding out is velocity of a scooter with respect to bus. You will find out. Now the distance is 1000 meter, time is 100 seconds. Velocity of a scooter with respect to bus is velocity of scooter minus velocity of bus, and this is equal to distance is 1000 meter divided by 100. Therefore you get 10 here. Now Vs equals to 10 plus Vb. Vb value is 10 already, so 20 meter per second is your answer. Option number A. Question number 7. Stone falls under gravity. It covers distance h1, h2, h3 in the first 5, second 5 and third 5 seconds. Relation between h1, h2 and h3 is what? So your condition is like stone falls, say it covers h1 in first 5 seconds, h2 in second 5 seconds and h3 in third 5 seconds, right? Now what we'll do is that to find out the distance traveled in first 5 seconds, now is falling under gravity, therefore u is 0 here, right? So h1 equal to half gt square you will apply, half into 10 into 5 square, and that will get you 125 meter. Now you see h2 will be, we can take distance traveled in 10 seconds minus h1. Okay, so distance traveled in 10 seconds will be half into, because we are using this u equal to 0 everywhere. Okay, so we are considering the motion from the origin only. So half into 10 into 10 square. Now the time is 10 minus 125. So this will give you 500 minus 125, right? So 500 minus 125, which is 375. Now 375 is 3 times of h1. So h2 is 3 times of h1 here. In the third situation, h3, distance traveled in 15 seconds minus these two, minus h1 plus h2. So distance traveled in 15 seconds will be half gt square, g value is 10, t square is 10 square, sorry 15 square, right? 15 square minus like 125 plus 375. So here what do you get? 225, 2250 divided by 2, right? So that gives you 1125 minus 500 is what you get as 625, and 625 is 5 times of 125, right? So 5 times of h1. Therefore, if you want to look for a relation, okay, we can write down h1 is h2 by 3 and h3 by 5. So that is option number C. Next, question number 8. A point initially at rest moves along x-axis, its acceleration varies with time as this equation. If it starts from the origin, the distance covered in 2 seconds is what? So acceleration equation is given. Okay, so if you want to get distance from acceleration equation, you have to integrate it. Okay, integrate it, like initially you have to integrate dv and then you have to integrate ds. Okay, so acceleration can be written as dv by dt 60 plus 5. So dv is equal to 60 plus 5 dt. Now if you integrate this, you get v equals to, on the right you get 6t square by 2 plus 5t. So this is 3t square plus 5t. Then we can write this again as ds by dt equals to 3t square plus 5t. So ds equals to 3t square plus 5t dt. Therefore s equals to 3t cube by 3 plus 5t square by 2. So this gives you t cube plus 5 by 2t square. Now s at t equals to 2 seconds. Yes, distance covered in 2 seconds. That is 2 cube plus 5 by 2 into 2 square. 8 plus 10, and it is 18 meter. Option number B is your answer. Number 9. Particle starts from rest and has an acceleration of 2 meter per second square for 10 seconds. After that it travels for 30 seconds with constant speed, then undergoes a retardation of 4 meter per second square and then comes back to rest. So there are 3 parts of this question. So in the first part, u is 0, right? A is 2 and time is 10. So in the first part you can do v equals to u plus at, which is 80 only because u is 0. So 2 into 10, 20. Now if you do s, let's write down s1. Okay, here, since initial velocity is 0, half 80 square. So half into 2 into 10 square, and this gives you 100 meter. Look for the second part. Undergoes a retardation of 4 meter square is the third part, right? Now second part is constant speed, that means acceleration is 0 here. So whatever was the final velocity in the second case, in the first case, that will be the initial velocity, initial and final velocity in the second case, because velocity is constant here. So v is 20 here, u and v is 20. Distance covered will be velocity into time. Velocity is 20 and the time of journey in the second case is 30 seconds. So it is 600 meter. Now see the third part. So third part is there is a retardation of 4 meter per second square. So here you can consider initial velocity is 20, final velocity is coming to rest finally, and acceleration is -4. Therefore S3 will be you can do ut, okay, u is there, right? Or we can do what? We can apply v square minus u square equals to twice as, yes? So v square minus u square equals to 2as, and S3 here will be v square minus u square divided by 2a. So 0 minus 20 square divided by 2 into -4. So 400 divided by -8, and that is 50. Therefore S is equal to 100 plus 600 plus 50, and that is 750 meter. Option number B. Question number 10. Particle of unit mass undergoes one-dimensional motion such that its velocity varies in accordance with this equation. Now you have to find out the acceleration as a function of x. So you see, initially velocity is given as beta x to the power -2n. Now we can write this for acceleration. You see, we have dv by dt, right? But we can write this as dv by ds into ds by dt. Okay, or let's write down as x, okay, because the equation is in terms of x. So ddt of or ddx of beta x to the power -2n into, this is v, right? So here if you differentiate this, you get -2n beta x to the power -2n minus 1 into v value is from equation number 1 beta x to the power -2n. So you get -2n beta square x to the power -4n minus 1. Option number D is your answer. Next question, number 11. Velocity is given, a and b are constant, distance travelled between 1 and 2 seconds is what? So velocity is a plus bt square. Now ds by dt equals to, you have to find out distance travelled, right? A plus bt square. So ds equals to a plus bt square dt. Now if you integrate, you get a s equal to at plus bt cube by 3. So distance travelled between 1 and 2 seconds, s2 minus s1 equals to a 2a, a into 2 plus b into 2 cube by 3 minus a into 1 plus b into 1 cube by 3. That is equal to 2a plus 8 by 3b minus a plus b by 3. We actually have integrated this thing, right? At plus the question was AT plus BT square. Okay, so there is a mistake here. AT plus BT square. So ds equals to AT plus BT square dt. So s equals to, when you integrate, you get AT square by 2 plus BT cube by 3. So x2 minus x1 equals to a into 2 square divided by 2 plus b into 2 cube divided by 3 minus a into 1 square divided by 2 plus b into 1 cube divided by 3. So this gives you twice a plus 8 by 3b minus a by 2 plus b by 3. Okay, so final calculation will get you 3a by 2 plus 7b by 3. Option number B is your answer. And the last question, this is a graphical question. So particle starts from origin and it is moving with uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration means constant acceleration, right? So when a particle is moving with constant acceleration, the AT graph will be like this. VT graph will be this way, positive slope, and ST graph will be exponentially increasing. ST. So only option number C is wrong. So A, B, C, all these three are your answers. So thank you. I am closing this lecture. Next class we'll see electromagnetic induction and AC.